Hello everyone, you are welcome to this webinar. So today we are going to look at the title I called Beyond Oil. Beyond Oil. So it tells us that we are moving away from talking only without taking action. So we are not just talking again, we are now talking about real estate, land and buildings. So this slide says the real estate market in Africa is worth 17.64 trillion. That's a huge amount of money. So today we will learn why this is important for Nigeria and for Africa. So slide 2, the macro reality and the Nigerian pivot. Now look at the slide. See the big number, 13.36%. So this number tells us something new. Real estate is now a bigger part of Nigerian economy than oil or telephone. So this is a big change, isn't it? So before, people did not know that the true size of the real estate market is so big like that. But now, because of new government calculation in 2025, we can see clearly real estate has become one of the most important parts of our economy in Nigeria. Please move to slide 3. So you can see the slide 3 is titled The Investment Canvas. This slide shows up a simple problem and a simple solution. The problem is that there are not enough houses in Nigeria. We call it housing deficit. So the solution is that big companies and investors are now bringing money to build more houses. So this slide shows people shaking hands. It means that the people with money and the people who need house are now coming together, to push the business of real estate to the next level. Will you please move to slide 4? Then in slide 4, we have regional market matrix. Look at the table on slide 4. So this table compares different countries in Africa. See Nigeria at the top. Nigeria real estate market is the biggest, valued at $2.61 trillion. It is bigger than Egypt and bigger than South Africa. So what does this mean? It means Nigeria has the biggest opportunity for growth. The main reason is our large population. Many people need houses, and this creates a big market for real estate business people. Slide 5. The Nigerian market transformation, you can see clearly. Look at the year 2023. The value of the real estate market was 10.5 trillion naira. Now look at 2024. The value jumped to 41.3 trillion naira. So that's a huge jump. This happened because the government found a better way to count all the money in real estate. So the market did not just grow overnight. We just started measuring correctly for the first time. You can see it clearly. Then we move on to slide 6. So beyond the barrel, slide 6 has a picture of oil barrel and building. The message here is simple. Oil used to be the king of Nigerian money, but now real estate has taken the lead. Real estate now add more money to Nigeria than oil and gas. This means our wealth is no longer just coming from what is under the ground. It is now coming from what we build on top of the ground. Alright? Look at the people on slide 7. That's the demographic imperative. So this slide talks about our population in Nigeria. Today Nigeria has over 230 million. By 2030, that number will be over 250 million. All these people need a place to live. They need a place to work, and also they need a place to have a shop. So they are moving to big cities like Lagos and Abuja. So every single day, more people need houses. This growing population is the main engine driving the real estate market. Slide 8, please. The growth paradox. Growth paradox. Slide 8 shows us the word demand going up, but supply is broken underneath. This is our biggest problem. We have nearly 15 million homes missing in Nigeria. We call this the housing deficit. It's not just a problem, it's a huge business opportunity. Every missing home is money waiting to be made by someone who built it. So the demand is there, ready and waiting. Slide 9, please. So in slide 9, that is the reality gap. The slide shows 2 columns. One is Nigeria and one is what we should aim for. So see the first row. To register land here take 92 days. But in country like Rwanda, it takes only 8 days. So the bottom row shows that very few people here have proper mortgages. or housing loans. Okay, so less than 1%. I mean, less than 1%, if we are to look at it. This gap shows us how much room we have to improve where others see problem. Smart investors see a chance to make money by fixing this gap. Then if we move to slide 10, that's the friction mechanics. So that slide look like a broken engine. It shows why we cannot build houses fast enough. The land system is confusing and slow. So building materials are too expensive because we import them from outside. So because of this problem, banks are afraid to lend money to builders. So they charge very high interest rates. So this cycle keeps breaking down the system, breaks down the system. So we must fix this engine to move forward. That is the only way we can do it. Then in slide 9, let's move on to slide 9, please. The capital structure. The slide shows a bridge made of money. Picture tells us that we cannot use small money to solve a big problem. So one person using their life saving cannot build enough houses. So we need big institutions. For example, the government has a new fund called MREIF with 1 trillion naira for mortgages. So pension funds are also starting to invest. So we need these big groups to work together like a bridge to connect money to construction. Slide 12, please. All right, so in slide 12, we see the catalysts. The slide shows a wheel turning. A catalyst is something that makes a reaction happen faster. So this slide shows that the government is making new rules and giving low interest loan. So at the same time, technology is making it easier to register land and find houses online. So when you put these two things together, good policies and good technology, the market starts to move faster. So the wheel begins to spin by itself. And that's how it works. That's the only way we can speed up the rates of reaction in real estate. Slide 13, please. So in slide 13, we have what we call institutionalization bridge. So the slide has a clear picture. Look at the left side. It shows the old, informal ways of doing things, cash payment, and unclear land agreements. Now look at the right side. It shows the new, formal way with digital records and professional management. So this slide says we are crossing a bridge from the old way to the new way. So the housing deficit can be fixed if we all cross the bridge to a modern system. All right. So move on to slide 14. And that is where we have the mandates. Affordable housing. This slide shows low-cost houses. The word mandate means a very important job. Our big job is to build houses that normal people can afford. Okay. So this is the biggest part of the market that has no service. So the slide says that if a builder can find a cheap way to build good houses using local materials, they will never lack customers. So the government is even ready to give people cheap loans to buy these houses. All right. So we move on to slide 15. The frontier of opportunity. REITs. The frontier of opportunities. So this particular slide 15, talks about REITs. That is, a REIT is a way for ordinary people to invest in property without buying a whole house. So think of it like buying a small shell of a big building. Then the slide says Nigeria REIT market is just $600 million, but South Africa's is $8.5 billion. That means we have space to grow 14 times bigger. So this is a new way to bring money into the market without going to the banks for expensive loans. I think you can get the picture clearly now. So instead of looking for millions, billions to invest in the real estate, then we can just ask people to buy a fraction of estate land investment. All right. So move on to slide 16. So in slide 16, we have what we call the frontier of opportunity. That is shortlets. Look at the modern living space on slide 16. So this slide talk about shortlets and co-living. So these are apartment people rent for a few days or months, like on the Airbnb. Okay, many young Nigerians and visitors want flexible living, not long contracts. The slide says this is a good business. The money comes back faster to developer than when you rent a house for 1 or 2 years. So it is a high yield, meaning high profit and part of the market. You can see it clearly. So I will recommend that if you're a developer, you can also invest in the shortlet, which is like a Airbnb in the US. Then we move on to slide 17, the frontier of opportunity, infrastructure linked development. So in this slide, you will see a map and a road. This slide teaches a smart strategy. If the government announces a new big road or a new bridge, wise investors go there early. For example, the slide mentioned the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the 4th mainland bridge. So when this project finish, the price of land nearby will shoot up. That is unavoidable. So the smart investor buys land before the road is built and sell it after for a big profit. And it's a big opportunity for any land investor to look at those opportunities and invest heavily on land in that particular area, and that is Ibejuleki area down to Eleko area. So that is New Lagos now. Slide 18, the frontier of opportunity, PropTech. So slide 18 shows technology on a phone. PropTech means property technology. Okay, so this slide says technology is helping us move from the old informal ways to the new, the formal ways. Okay, for example, you can now view a house virtually on your phone. In the future, the slide says we will use blockchain to protect land titles so nobody can cheat you, and that's a very good improvement. All right, so technology is the key to making the market faster and safer. Slide 19 now, which I titled the policy imperative. So this slide is all about warning. The slide says avoiding the fail opportunity. It reminds us of what happened with oil. Oil brought us a lot of money, but did it fix everything for everyone? No. So the slide is telling the governments to be careful. They must make good laws so that this real estate booms help all people, both old and young, both the rich, the average and the poor. Not just the rich people this time around. Without good policy, this gold mine could also become a failed opportunity. Slide 20 please, and that should be the last slide for now. Conclusion. So finally, let us look at slide 20. This is our conclusion. The big number, 58.6 trillion naira, is the canvas, meaning the total picture of the opportunity. So the slide says real estate is now the foundation of Nigerian future. So the message is simple. The demand is real. The problem is big, but the tools to fix it are now here. For anyone who can use these new tools and work with the right partners, this market holds the key to the next 10 years of growth. Thank you for listening and God bless you. See you in the next class.